Do 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 do. Do 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 da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, going live for this very second on YouTube, and I will put the link on the bio. Okay, guys, you can go there right now and check the link in the bio. Maybe I'll stay live here just so if someone else comes in, we can interact too.
Can you listen to me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Lucas, you ready, guys?
Yeah.
The
Okay.
link is in the bio, so you can go there right now.
Okay.
My face. He's got more white hair than me.
Yeah, I do. I actually was listening to you talking about white hair, and I was like, okay, he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's real white hair.
Guys, we're on YouTube right now, so you can go to the link in the bio and watch us on YouTube.
So should I go to YouTube or can I stay here? What should I do?
You can stay, but if you want to see the comments live, okay, the link right now.
Okay, so where do we see how many people we have online?
So far, we have 0 people. three people, guys. 3 people watching. Say hello, say hi, say your name. Comment.
I'm not. Well, I'm trying to invite people here as well, but I'm gonna need the link so that I can send people the link.
Okay, I just sent you the link.
Can you send me it on WhatsApp so I can, quickly send to a few friends?
Right now.
Okay. I don't really know exactly what happened on Instagram. The point is, I tried to send you the invitation and I actually did, but it was every time you tried to accept it, it was kind of like paused the video, so I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't see you moving or speaking for like 1 minute or so, and then whatever, it didn't work.
I see. Okay, so we can. Faye is here, saying hi. Lucas, where are you?
Okay, just a second. Let me send this link to some people.
How do you leave? Vanessa's here too, saying hello.
Just a second. Are you listening to me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, just a second.
On YouTube. The link is in the bio. So Faye and Van, leave your questions about living abroad and like living a sabbatical year abroad. Lucas is great at organizing trips, so you can also ask him about that.
Yeah, that's something I really love to do. Just a second, I'm just sending. Okay, so how many people do we have online right now? Like 1, 2, 3? I don't know.
2.
Okay, great. Welcome, everybody. Is it like people, you and me? Oh.
Yeah. Maybe it's the 2 of us. No, I believe Faye and Vanessa are watching us. But
okay. So where do you start with? So
I want to know what is a sabbatical year? What's the definition of it?
Oh, okay. So there was a time like in 2014, I was kind of bored or some other stuff happened as well, like some very personal stuff happened, and I suddenly thought, well, I need a change. I need a complete change of my life. So what can I do to get out of this, I don't know if you can call energy or vibe or whatever. Yeah. I just needed some change, I knew I needed some change. And I said, okay, what can I do? So let's travel. Let's take a year off,
Yeah.
off of work, off of study, off of friends, family, away from everybody. It was sort of like self-knowledge, awakening, that I needed to do.
Yeah.
um, that movie, which is also a book, really good. It's called Eat, Pray, and Love.
Yes,
You
with
know?
Julia Roberts.
Yes. This was like a journey that I had to do for myself. I had to leave this place and I had to find. So how did I do it? I quit my job, which I don't advise people don't do it. I was a little bit crazy at the time. So I quit my job. I got the money I got from it. I sold my car back in the days. I got everything sold out, and I got some money and I went away to France. I went away to France where I lived for about 8 months. So I went there for studying, working, and traveling around, getting to know a little of the places around there, which is very, very cheap compared to traveling in Brazil.
But
So,
like you just packed your bag and went there, or like you get a visa or something?
yeah, so the process was a little bit more complicated than speaking here, right? So I started searching for the places and I found France. So inside France, I still had to decide for one city. So I chose Bordeaux, which is a very, very cozy city, it's a university city, so it's very young as well. So and it's not very expensive. So those were my priorities, some place that was not very expensive and also friendly, young. So once I decided that I was going to go to Bordeaux, I applied for my visa, and this is a very bureaucratic process, but not impossible. So it takes about 3 months to get all the documents. Yes, it does. Because I don't know if you guys know, but when you want to go to Europe, if you want to spend more than 90 days, which is 3 months, you can go when you want to spend only 90 days, you can go without a visa. You just need a passport. But when you want to go past those 90 days, you have to have a visa, and to apply for this visa, it takes a while because of documents. So in general, it took me 3 months to get all the documents, and we sent a letter to the government in France. They had to send us back, blah, blah, blah. There's a website, very nice, in the French government, which they explain everything that you need to know, and it's very clear, and it's not expensive as we think it is. I'm not sure how much it does cost, but it's not very expensive, I know.
Okay, what's their website?
It's the website for the government, which I don't know by heart, but you just put like France government in Portuguese in Google, and then you'll definitely get to it,
I see. Wait, there's some comments here. Vanessa said, I'm excited about this topic. Fernando said, since I'm a newbie, I want to know from the beginning. I've always wanted to go abroad to study, so how can I start? Okay. So this is a start, getting into the site, like the government site, and understanding all of the bureaucracy. Yes.
First, to study abroad, you just have to start by asking yourself, how long do I want to stay abroad? So if you want to stay abroad less than 90 days in Europe, perfect, because you don't even need a visa for that. You just need to get a passport, choose a school, and search for the prices. Normally, they have Aliança Francesa, which is in France. I'm talking only about France because, it's more the places that I lived in, so I have more property to talk about it. So you choose the course, and then you research for the prices. I went there to study first, and to study French, because I didn't speak any French by the time. So when I arrived there, I stayed in a friend's house, which is awesome because you save up some money, but it's not very good because you have no privacy. So Yeah, so you had to, obey the rules and everything. So I think I stayed there for 2 months, and then after that, I went to a place by my own. I rent a place there. So yeah, it was an amazing experience because I studied French in a school there, and in the morning, and in the afternoon, I could have like some, museum, some tourism. By night, I had some parties, and it was amazing. I recommend, definitely. So I always think that when you don't know anything about studying abroad and you want to go, you have to go for an agency, at least to get some information. There are some amazing agencies here. I'm not sure I can actually talk about names of agencies.
It's no problem.
It's all right.
Wait, we will. I invited you already to start our own agency, like to create our.
Okay. Amazing. So you can definitely talk to Gustavo about it. You can definitely
not now.
talk to Gustavo about
But imagine this, guys. Like we sell like a 6-month program in which we meet like online throughout these 6 months, and at the end we go spend some time abroad and do a coffee tour. Like
amazing. And this is very nice because you can actually have some custom service, specialized in traveling, and you have a guide and everything. So it's amazing. I recommend, because I've worked with Gustavo before, and I know he's one of the best. So yeah, definitely do it. So when you travel and study, you have a routine, and it's amazing because particularly I really like routines, and I think it's amazing. But you can also break the routines by traveling around Europe. I traveled a lot around Europe, really cheap. I'm talking about like 15 euros by plane from one country to another. I remember.
Wow.
Yes, it's back in those days, 2014. It was less than 60 reais. So it was really cheap from me to go from France to Italy, for example. So it was really nice.
Nice. So
then yourself for making friends all over. What is it? Sorry.
Recapping. Understand how long you want to stay. Second step, the first time you go through an agency, right? What other tips?
Yes.
What about the course?
Yes.
You chose the French course. Picking the course is also important, right? You're breaking up, Luke.
Hello. I think you paused. Okay, I'm listening again. What is it? What did you say?
Okay, I just made 2 questions at once. I want to know what's the next step. I just recap the steps, understand how long you want to stay, and the first time you go through an agency. So what's the next tip you have?
Okay, so once you decided how long you want to stay, that it will definitely influence in how much you're going to spend, So of course, the topic of which country you're going definitely helps, because if you don't have much money to spend, definitely don't start with Europe. You can start with Canada, which is an amazing choice. Just quick parenthesis, I also lived in Canada when I was 17. I graduated from high school in Canada, so I had an amazing experience there, but it's a different experience from the public, probably, because I was a teenager back in those days, and now you're probably adults that want to go and have an experience. I definitely recommend Toronto in Canada, which is a very cosmopolitan city. It means you have people from all over the world, and it's cheap, very cheap, because the Canadian dollar is cheaper than the American dollar. So, what is it?
How much is it now? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure, but I think it's less than 4 reais. It's less than 4 reais. So imagine the American dollar is it's more than 5 reais, and the euro is near 6 reais. So, you have to be very careful about those choices. Now, once you choose the country, how long you want to stay, and you look for an agency, you start preparing yourself financially, which is essential to buy the dollars in advance. So you have to buy the currency in advance for at least 1 year. Start program yourself for 1 year ahead. So you can buy every month, a little by little. Also, once you're there, actually before you're there, you have to look for the place where you're going to stay. If you have friends over, amazing, start with friends. But if you don't, yeah, you have a question?
I have a tip. There's this service called World Packers right here in the comments. Do you know it?
I have heard of it before.
It's a Brazilian service. It's quite interesting. And it's basically exchanging work for stay,
Okay. Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, there's like a list of hundreds and hundreds, like thousands probably, of hostels and places to stay in general. And
what is it, the name again?
World Packers.
World Packers. Okay.
And you can exchange your work for stay. So, for example, you're going to work. They are more specialized jobs, like doing design, web design, writing content, taking pictures, making videos. They're a bit more like journalistic services, like cleaning and reception and
which is fine too.
Pardon me?
Which is fine too. Yeah.
Like we can both practice a skill that you have, or you can just learn something new with doing something more journalistic. When I did that, I did cleaning because I was terrible at cleaning, and I wanted to my organization skill. So I spent 2 months in 3 hostels. Vanessa has a question. I'll get your question in a second, Vanessa. And I spent 2 weeks in each place. It was very nice. And it's not only for short trips, Vanessa. She's asking. I think Woodpecker is for short trips, right? Yeah, you can stay like a week, a month, and 3 months or more. And depending on the hostel, there are limits. They can put limits, both minimum and maximum limits. And you can like hop around. It's even interesting to do that. You can stay 3 months in one, 3 months in other, 3 months in other. So meet new people, you learn new skills, and it's like much cheaper than paying a place to stay. And you also get stuff back. You get discounts on parties sometimes. You get food. You get meals. You get like a bicycle to use, or you get free tours and stuff. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, and one of the biggest advantages of traveling abroad definitely is making new friends. Learning the language is more like a consequence, but you definitely make new friends and grow as a person in a way that definitely would take you much longer to do it here inside your comfort zone, with your family and friends and everybody that you know. Once you travel abroad, you never, ever get back. Oops, is everything all right there? Yeah, okay. Once you travel abroad, you never get back the same again. You're always learning something new. You're always trying to learn something different. And I definitely recommend, if you have the chance, the opportunity. This is not something like in the past we used to think only rich people can travel, only rich people can do it. No, definitely everybody can do it. Oops, sorry. Are you still here? Are you listening? Okay. Definitely you can do it if you have discipline and if you have this financial control that you can, program yourself. This is very important. This is something.
You said, it must be hard to go through all that process when you were tired, because you said one day I was tired of my reality and I wanted to change, and let's travel, and then you have to wait for a year just planning stuff for your trip. So like you have this impulse to escape, and I have to wait for a whole year. You know,
Yes, it depends. So it really depends from person to person. Like sometimes if you have this impulse and like you need a change, you don't have to wait like for a year to travel for 2 weeks, maybe, you know, you can get some resources for traveling short terms. And this is definitely going to take a change in your life. In my case, I, of course, I recognize some privileges. I had, I had a job that I could quit and with the money travel, you know. But sometimes I know people, not everybody have this, so you can program yourself for short terms, and then it doesn't need to take one whole year to go for 2 weeks abroad, you know. But and it's definitely going to change you in some way when you have contact with people from other countries, from other cultures, from other ways of thinking. You definitely change. So you know what I mean, Gustavo, when I say that you can always program yourself 1 year, but you can also make short terms for you know, maybe short programmation, you know.
I had this kind I was executing kind of a strategy that would meet halfway between these two realities, waiting for a year and traveling right away.
Okay.
But you can travel to another place in Brazil, like I did. For example, I left São Luís, I came to Curitiba, and my plan was to go to Chile afterwards. Now I changed my plans because I realized I don't want to stay at hostels anymore, and I want to be able to pay for a good flat. And so I will stay here for longer so I can be more financially stable.
Yeah.
But the plan was to stay here for 3 months and then go there to stay a year. So that can be like an intermediary strategy, right?
Yes. As I said, traveling abroad is like a dream for almost everybody I know, and sometimes this dream seems very distant, you know, because sometimes it feels like, oh my God, I don't have money, I don't have like, I can't leave my children or whatever. It depends. There are so many circumstances, but it's not impossible. And you can always, like you said, you can always start here in Brazil and, you know, close places around, but definitely traveling abroad changes the perspectives of thinking. You start feeling like, okay, we have so much to advance and also to learn in so many different ways. But I was going to say something very important. Once you travel abroad, at least it was important to me to find out this, and you look at yourself and you feel like you're alone over there. It's very difficult and it's very hard to be away from your family, from your friends. But this is exactly what makes you grow, you know, like a person. This is exactly what makes you forward. You go forward to make your own decisions and to, because sometimes when we are around our comfort zone, we have everybody taking decisions for us. We have close friends deciding where we should go and what we should wear and who we should be, you know, and how we should work. But when we travel, like I did for a year abroad, to you know, for a sabbatic year, to recognize ourselves, and we start taking decisions and take responsibilities that before we didn't have. And this is, I think, one of the most important lessons we take from exchange programs. You know what I mean, Gustavo?
Yeah, I do. It's like burning the bridge, right?
Definitely.
You know that expression, like to burn the bridge. It's like
yes,
it comes from an actual real, I don't know if it's real, but a realistic story of war, in which the commander, I don't know, like commander of an army, he going to an island with his army, and they had to face the enemy, and he burned the bridge. They couldn't go back to where they were, you know, so they had to fight to death. Like
exactly.
fight with everything, they would die. So
you have no way out.
Yeah, no way out. So like by being abroad, you cannot, hey mom, like take me home. Like you cannot do that.
Yes.
To face your fears.
This is crazy because Yeah, sorry. This is crazy because once we get there, it's exactly what happens after 1 month. So the first month, you were still like, whoa, what a beautiful place. This is amazing. I don't even remember my family. This is amazing. That's what I always wanted for life. Freedom, yeah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when you get used to it, and when you have your routine established once again, although it's a different routine, it's still a routine, and nobody really likes routines. You start thinking, well, I do, but anyways, normally nobody likes. So you decided, okay, it's time to get back. But then you have like 5 months left of exchange program, and you just can't. And you start learning to adjust. You start learning to be more patient. You start learning to be more independent, and yeah, you find out more things about yourself than you ever thought it was possible to be there. We are completely bigger than we think we are, and this is for me one of the biggest advantages of my year abroad. So in France, I made new friends, I met new people, I travel a lot. I learn a new language. I learned French, but also above all, I learned more about myself. I learned my limits, which is something nobody really looks for to get to know in yourself. Like how much are you willing to go forward, and what are you willing to take to go forward.
Yeah.
So you start testing your limits, and it's really nice. It's really nice. I recommend, guys.
We usually talk about leaving your bubble, but you never actually leave the bubble. You just expand it. Now your bubble is bigger, so you can feel comfortable with more hardship.
I always think about this expression, pop the bubble, to leave the bubble. Can we really pop a bubble? Do we ever leave our bubble? I totally agree with you when you say we don't really leave it, because we are always going to have the privileges we do. And, everybody do have privileges, some more than others, but we all do. And we don't really leave it. We get it bigger, and we start to get people in our bubbles, or we start to get into other people's bubbles, and we start to think more differently. And this is a very nice advantage from an exchange program. You start having empathy, for other people's bubbles. And just because it's different, it doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't mean it's better, or less good.
We just learned that traveling is a bubble orgy.
Definitely, we did. Yeah, definitely, we can say that.
Bubbles are getting mixed up together. We have some comments here. Fernando said, "I went to Argentina by myself. It was a short period of time, but it was really good for me, for personal growth."
Yes, definitely.
Vanessa said, "Faye, me too. Let's exchange experiences during infusion." And Fernando said yes. So infusion, Lucas, right? It's our monthly meetings at coffee places, small groups. Yep. So in San Luis, we'll be meeting in 2 places. We'll also be meeting in Curitiba and in Rio this time.
Amazing.
Do you have any friends in Rio you can recommend?
Sorry, what is it? Sorry, I didn't get it.
Do you have friends in Rio?
It's cutting your voice. What is it?
Do you have any friends in Rio?
Oh, if I have any friends in Rio. Okay. Yes, I do. Actually, my cousin is living in Rio right now. And yeah, it's I have some other friends from the times that I went there and met randomly in pubs, but that's something I usually do. Yeah.
So I can connect.
It's going to happen in Rio.
Guys, subscribe to the channel and like this video. I'll create a beautiful cover and share the link with some more people so they can watch. Do you have any more tips?
Well, the tip is be brave, don't give up, always try to go to a different place and to be with your mind very open for new experiences, because traveling abroad and getting together with Brazilians only, it's not traveling abroad. You have to leave your bubble or make it bigger when you travel abroad and get to know, the Chinese person, the Turkish person. Not don't go for the cliche. Go for different experiences. People that you have never met need to teach you something. They want to teach you something. So be open to learn. This is my tip. Be open to learn whatever it's different from your culture.
And also, it's interesting to maybe avoid capitals of those big.
Avoid capitals, please.
Go
Avoid capitals. Yes, go to small cities. Like Bordeaux is a small city, but it's also big and young and independent. It has so much history and culture. I recommend. Don't go to Paris only. Go to Paris for tourism, but to live in small cities. They have so much more to add for your life.
Okay, great.
And I would like to thank you, Gustavo, for this opportunity to talk a little bit about my traveling and my experiences. I really love doing it.
Great. I'm thankful for letting me provide you with that experience.
Yeah, sure. Mate.
Guys, tomorrow you're talking to Viviana Braga. She will be addressing the topic, is the IELTS rocket science? She lives in Australia now, and she took the IELTS in order to get a job there. And I took the IELTS too, and I can share some of my experience, but she actually used it because I just took it and never used it to get into a university or get a job. So one of the things that you need to know, mainly if you want to study, like to actually take a university course, like go to college or university abroad, is a proficiency test. So she'll be sharing some of her experience with us. Luke, so I think we can wrap it up for now. Guys, if you have any more questions, you can always ask him on his Instagram. What is it again? Luke.
Yeah. If you have any questions, just follow me. And I'll answer. Just ask me and I'll answer. Okay.
So yeah. Any final message? Final quote?
Thank you, mate. See you. Bye bye.